As someone who had a lot of coaching sessions, mentorship sessions, therapy sessions, and someone who also, bought a lot of online courses created by other coaches, mentors, therapists, and as someone who is also studying to become a therapist in the Awareness Facilitator School, I can tell you that there's one thing that is very, very important. It should be even the foundation that a person has so that you can really make the most of when you learn from someone, when you receive support and therapy from someone, you make the most of it. And that is self-leadership. What this means is that you have to have your own inner compass. At the end of the day, you are the one really seeing if what someone is teaching, if what's the support someone is giving you, if it resonates or not. You are the one who really needs to see what you really want to integrate and learn. Because what happens is that we humans, we have a lot of unique paths, unique lessons, unique learnings, unique traumas, issues, etc., etc. So what is applicable for one person or even lots of people might not be applicable for another person. And I actually saw it as a person who received sessions of support, therapy, etc. There were times that it was the key, so crucial for me to have self-leadership and to actually have the proper boundaries to actually acknowledge that no, what this person is saying might make sense, but it doesn't really resonate for me. That if I didn't have that, I would actually lose my own ground and actually lose my own path and therefore lose my own healing. So this is very important for us, like whether we are therapists, light workers, teachers, or we are the client. It's very important to honor the pace and honor the uniqueness and of the needs and desires of that person. What this means is that, for example, I had this session once with someone, and she actually helps other mothers, support mothers in their healing journey. And what happened was that back then I talked to her because I needed a session to go to a very vulnerable place. Because when I became a mother, there were certain things that happened since childbirth and since pregnancy actually that I couldn't really move on from it. It was like really stuck in me, and I tried my best back then. I was that kind of woman who, oh, I should be grateful that my kid was born healthily. I should be grateful of this and etc. I should just not bother with all those small stuffs. But then those kind of things, they actually created a certain wound in my emotional state that I wanted to work on it. So I contacted this therapist, and she facilitated the session for me. And at that time, I was finally able to talk about those things to someone else. And when I tapped into that, I was in this space of so much tenderness, so much, was really a very vulnerable, tender space for me. And because for the first time I was able to talk it, then I realized that, I actually needed to, energetically embrace myself and be at that tender space for a few minutes, for a moment. But what happened was that that therapist, she couldn't understand what was happening. Because, to her, I was just, my eyes closed and I was like, I don't remember if I was crying or not, but I was just in this space that seemed closed off from the outside world. And she wanted to empower me. And she was telling me, oh, Monica, step up and get up and etc. Do all those powerful, encouraging movements. But at that time, what I needed was exactly that tender space, because throughout all my life, I was this independent, strong woman that pushes herself through the things. And it was exactly because I was like, oh, I need to be grateful, I need to, be strong, that I wasn't allowing myself to heal through this tender space. So at that time, I needed that tender space, and she couldn't understand it. So she was actually even like labeling it as something, yeah, not so good. Let's say it was not so good, because she thought that I was just caught in my trauma and didn't want to get out of it. But at that time, I wasn't really upset with her, because I actually felt empowered that not only I could finally allow myself to be in this tender space for a moment, which was very healing. Then the other strength that I've got from the session is that, wow, I actually could stand up for what I needed. Like, I didn't tell her which was what I actually regretted, because I didn't give her the feedback. But the fact that I was able to stand my ground and not go with what someone else was telling me, it was also empowering in the way. And I realized that self-leadership was really important, because not everyone will understand or even resonate with our paths. So us having the self-leadership and capacity to trust ourselves, that we let in or not whatever resonates or not, then we are actually protecting our own growth and guiding ourselves to actually align with people who resonate with us and who actually have what we truly need to be more and more aligned with who we are, our true essence. Because when we are like, oh, maybe she was right, my therapist was right, and then we try to stick with the person that is not really aligned with us, then we are not receiving the right help, the right support. Then we are delaying our real growth. But when we can align with someone who truly resonates with us, then the growth is like much more. We are not delaying anything. But of course, we also need to reflect, okay, is this actually part of my resistance that this person doesn't resonate with me? Or is it truly, truly not resonating with me? Because of course, we also might have resistance. Sometimes that maybe someone really poke at something real within us, but we might tell ourselves, okay, she's wrong, it doesn't resonate, it's not true, etc., etc. So at the end of the day, we also have to do the inner work, because that's how being a leader for ourselves means, that we sometimes also make mistakes, but the trust that we have in ourselves, we build it by, trusting little bit every time. And then we have so much trust that, okay, we might have made a mistake. Maybe we realize sometime later. But that is also okay. There's no need to also beat ourselves up. It's just human experience. But at the end of the day, remember that everyone, even your therapist, your teacher, your mentor, everyone is just human. They will also have their own limiting beliefs, their own challenges, their own biases. So you cannot fully delegate the responsibility of guidance of what is right for you to learn or integrate or incorporate. You have to still be the one. Whether you are right or not, you discover it later, but you are the one that decides in that moment, given the best that you know about yourself and about things. You are the one making the decision if what someone says or someone suggests really integrates and really makes sense or not. So if you find this useful, and I hope that it really find you like more strength to tap into your self-leadership, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And my name is Monica. And yeah, welcome to this channel. Let's stay in tune.